Terminal 3 Auto Reviewing. This brand new documentary series just dropped on Netflix called the Manhattan Alien Abduction. And in this documentary, you revisit the abduction of Linda Napolitano, who claims that day that 3 aliens forcefully removed her from her New York apartment in November 1989. The story generated some headlines in early 19s, but gained traction when publication UFO investigator Bud Hopkins' book witnessed the true story of Brooklyn Bridge abduction in 1997. When the book came out, basically this became very well known. This documentary tells the story in 3 episodes. In the first episode, we see Linda is telling us how she was abducted and what she believed and everything. In another person, though, in this show also comes out, like another woman, she comes on and she talks about why she believes that Linda was lying. Not just like Linda here, we see a couple of other people also comes on the show and they try to counterpart her claim, and the show goes back and forth between all the characters. They're coming on and they're telling their side of the story. And I thought so I personally found this documentary to be quite interesting, like watching, like this is definitely very well put together documentary. You see them especially from Linda point of view, like she believed all this thing was happening to her. Same time the other party is coming and telling all these things she's imagining, they have other explanation. And as a viewer, I guess, because in your mind you are thinking anyway that she's probably making this up in her head. But this show, I thought overall this documentary is actually very entertaining, like especially if you are into this alien abduction conspiracy theory. There's so many this kind of documentaries out there. This one is actually very well put together, and especially when you hear Linda's side of story, I really was believing her, honestly. So I personally, I don't believe in this kind of stuff, but still I found her story to be very fascinating. She was coming on and telling you all her story, and documentary also does really good job, telling the viewer, especially from Linda, her point of view. She was telling the audience how she, after the abduction, she didn't remember anything. She was like, her whole memory was erased, and how to get back your memory, how you have to sometimes get hypnotized, all this thing. Like, I guess her story, like when I was listening to her, it was really very interesting. I was like, wow, everything has a, I guess, explanation. This show really done good job from her point of view, how she felt, how she really felt it. Even watching her, I feel like she really believes she is real, which was quite interesting from her point of view, especially from other person, her perspective. She was just telling, she's making all this thing up, and especially for her reason she thinking Linda is making all this thing up because she was affected by her story. Her husband was affected and everything. So I feel like both of these women, how they are, I guess, counterparting of each other. It is quite interesting take. Not just that, I think all the behind the scenes, here, way it was presented, it's really well made. Some of this behind the scene, it felt so real, especially some of this scene, especially in one scene where you see she was levitating like that. I was like, wow, is this real scene or is made up? This scene, all of them are put together in this documentary, is very well done. I think a lot of people will really enjoy this, and it tells the story in 3 episodes. Episode 1 structure, you see, Linda, she's coming out and telling, and I did see, I guess some people are angry why other lady, she's coming here and accusing of Linda lying, because this documentary tells you why is she mad at Linda. So this is not just one person's story you are watching multiple people, their story, how their life was affected by this story. That is what this documentary told you, and it was handled very well. That being said, I was seeing this article, Linda Napolitano, she's actually suing Netflix. So that is very interesting. Like, I did not know she was suing them. So because I think that she has a right to sue Netflix because the way it was done, she's thinking, they make her look like she's a crazy person. But I don't think so. I feel like this documentary done good job telling the people how much Linda actually believed that she was abducted. She believed everything she wanted to believe, and all the explanation, why later on people don't remember anything, and all this hypnotizing. This documentary packs lot of interesting things here. It's very entertaining. There is some lot of interesting information they bring, especially the way it was made. I think it's really very interesting. Like, I personally liked. And that's my thought on this. Let me know in the comment. What do you think about this documentary? Do you think it's right that she's suing Netflix? Let me know in the comment if you enjoyed this documentary review. Don't forget to my other documentary review. If you enjoyed this, please subscribe. Until I see you next time, please take care.